How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
Oh, you're looking good today.
Well, thank you, darling. You know, I'm looking this way for you. You know that, don't you? I was like,
that as a compliment.
and I was like, what am I gonna wear today? I was like, well, I want Evil D to see my cleavage. So
Cleavage.
yeah, you can never go wrong with that, right?
No.
Okay, good.
I can't go wrong with it. You can't go wrong with it either, apparently.
Very good.
You having fun?
I'm having such a good time. I'm so glad I finally got you. I know you've been kind of running around like crazy all weekend.
I have been, but I want to show you the best fucking bass in the world.
Please do.
And now to just, it's not like a kinder or gentler version of Evil D, but we did a white one this year, but there's still plenty of black on it. Now look at how awesome this is.
Wow.
Perfect balance, beautiful mahogany all the way around. Everyone's excited. I'm fucking excited about it, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
We got.
I have to say, I'm a big fan of the Genitorturers. I actually talked to Biz earlier today. And you guys, the one thing I like about you, I got to toot my own horn a little bit. I got a degree in music recording technology, so I do know my stuff a little bit in regards to sound and pro audio. And I remember way back when I first started seeing Genitorturers play, the thing that I loved about you guys is the sound was huge. It was huge, it was evil, it was big, it was dark. And I remember I saw your first sound check and I was like, damn. I was like, how do I sound like that? And I play bass also, so I love bass guitars. And I love a bass that sounds big and meaty and fat and huge and evil, which yours do. So yeah.
I gotta get you playing one of these.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what we gotta do.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean that is the sound. Like if you're a musician, if you're just learning about this stuff and you're trying to get that amazing rock, evil, big sound, pick up a bass from Dean Guitars.
And it should be a Dean. I'll tell you, Dean Guitars, in my opinion, and you know me. Some of you don't know me. I'm a very opinionated guy, and I got to tell you that I've had a collection of guitars for years, and for the last, I want to say 8 years, I've played nothing but Dean guitars. And the reason why is because they're goddamn good. And I dare somebody to tell me that they're not. They sound great. You plug them in the amp, the feeling is right. There's a ton of artists that are playing them now.
And they're fucking hot to look at.
And it's not just because the artists, they didn't know about it before. I mean, hey, Dean is a name. It's a household name at this point, and more people are coming around and say, yeah, I'll check them out. And once they get them in their hands, they realize, wow, these things sound great. Plug them in your favorite amp, Marshall, Ampeg. Well, in my case, Ampeg, and they're just awesome. So, you guys out there, if you don't know what's up, the NAMM show 2008, Dean Guitars. If you haven't been to Dean, you haven't been to NAMM.
Well, absolutely.
That's the bottom line.
This is where it's at.
Dean says, well, that might be pushing a little too hard to put that on there against the people who are busting his balls. I say, you know what, Dean? You're right. If you haven't been to Dean, you haven't been to NAMM.
That's true. Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Well, now tell me or tell everybody how you first got into the whole Dean company.
Well, it's interesting. In a total unrelated matter, I actually went by the Dean factory warehouse. And I met up with Elliot, who was somebody who I'd known, previous from some other business ventures. And he said, hey, have you ever looked at Dean before? And I said, yeah, I'm aware of the company, but I had never played the instruments before. And he made me an instrument that I actually helped design called the Demonator. And the rest is history. It's the best, most comfortable bass that I've ever played.
Which the Demonator is pretty well talked about too. You know this, right?
Well, listen. I mean, I'm happy for that. But see, I would play it whether or not it's not for everyone. But those who have them, like me, love them. So.
Well, that's the one thing. I've talked to a lot of people now who either have a Dean guitar, have been playing Dean guitars, and everybody has nothing but amazing things to say about it. They're just like, this guitar rocks, it looks awesome, the playability is amazing, it sounds great. It doesn't even matter what kind of amp you have. It's like whatever you plug it into, it's going to sound awesome.
Well, it does, and I think, now it's even gotten beyond the word of mouth. I mean, people are, going out and they see, their favorite guys in the city, whether they come see Genitorturers or Trivium, or if they're fans of Pantera fans, and they see that the people playing these guitars, and they think, what's all the commotion about? As Ric Flair says, what's all the commotion about? Well, the commotion is about they're just great guitars. They sound great, and it really it pulls the creative juices out of you. Whether you're into awesome shapes. I personally, I've never really been into conservative shapes, but I mean some of the new guitars that I'm looking at around the booth here, some of these crazy dime bag shapes and whatnot. I mean they're awesome, and people really dig them. So I'm happy to be part of the family of what I believe is the greatest guitar company in the world. So
absolutely, I hear that. Well, Evil D, thank you so much for talking to us. And if you guys don't know, go to Genitorturers.com or myspace.com/Genitorturers.
MorbidAngel.com.
I'm sorry, yes, MorbidAngel.com.
.com.
Yeah, that's how most people know this guy. So,
And
Morbid Angel.
And and I'll let you hear our new record later, and then you can tell them how good it sounds so that they know they should check out our record.
Awesome. Thank you so much for talking to us. Take care of yourself.